Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning to all participants and our honorable speaker. Thank you for joining our sharing session for today entitled Teaching Excellent Webinar, Immersive Teaching Face-to-Face. First and foremost, I would like to introduce our honorable speaker for today's session, Madam Nurfauza binti Jali. She is a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology. Universiti Malaysia Sarawak. She has served for UNIMAS since 2001 as a research assistant and as a tutor before being appointed as a lecturer. Currently, she holds a program coordinator post for software engineering program at FCSIT. In teaching and learning, she focuses on the software requirements, modeling, and application courses such as Introduction to Programming. Software Requirement Engineering and Software Engineering Laboratory. Her research interest focuses in the area of software engineering, specifically on requirement engineering, software design pattern, and object-oriented design. Aside from the software engineering discipline, her research interests also on preservation of ethnic minority languages in building of a multilingual corpora and the application of language technologies, and as well doing projects on community services. Last year, she was a recipient for the Excellent Immersive Learning Experience Face-to-Face Award in Majlis Anugerah Gemilang UNIMAS Magu 2020. Okay, without further ado, I would like to invite Madam Nurfauza to start her sharing. However, before that, if participants have any questions, you can unmute your microphone or you can state the question in chat room. So I will ask Puan Fauza. So without further ado, I pass to you, Puan Fauza.
Okay, again, thank you, Dr. Maslina. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all for able to attend this sharing sessions on immersive teaching face-to-face. Okay, foremost, I would like to for inviting me to give a talk on this teaching excellence webinar. So I hope and inshallah we all will gain benefits and as well as have a clear idea on how to engage, okay, and reflect the conversation in the immersive learning face-to-face, okay, in teaching and learning, okay, this morning sharing session. Okay. First, I would like just a quick survey, okay, for those who attended this session. Okay, perhaps you can scan this barcode. Okay. Scan this barcode. I want to see how many of you prefer face-to-face over the online, okay, or the blended learning, which was been presented by Dr. Rafia, okay, last week. Okay, consider that we are in our normal situation, like the next year or end of this year, okay, the non-pandemic time. Okay, we prefer blended. We have 3 respondents here. Okay. Yes, everyone would prefer blended than face-to-face. Or I know 100% online wouldn't be, I guess, the preferred teaching and learning approach. Okay, so I guess blended is the most. Okay. 6. Two more. At least online will not be. So I guess hybrid of face-to-face, blended is actually the hybrid of face-to-face and online teaching learning approach. Okay. I'm gonna start. Okay, as you know, face-to-face learning has been a standard way, a conventional way of instruction the centuries. So while online instruction is becoming increasingly popular, so in-person study may still be a best option for some of the people. So with face-to-face learning, instructor are better able to like gauge the understanding and as well as interest of the students, and it is easier to generate the group excitement about the subject. So it's also easier to hold the student accountability. So here from this website here, fact, Okay? Is online learning as good as face-to-face learning? So you can see from the environment perspective, the reading, the course pace, the discussion, assessment, assignment, and I know you have encountered, okay, say some would prefer online, some would say, okay, the online is such a perhaps a disaster, or you would prefer face-to-face, or would rather do hybrid, which is the blended learning. Yeah, like for environment, we have for face-to-face more to passive and physical. Okay, we met up with student, we have a discussion, peer review, everything. For online, okay, it's more on active and asynchronous. Okay, but online or blend, online can be synchronous as well. That is real time and asynchronous. You can record them. So these are the things that differ, okay, the face-to-face and learning. And depending more on the discipline and self-motivation, okay, some may say that it is harder to succeed in online education, and that is because, okay, you must be like highly self-motivated and disciplined. So in online learning, no one is keeping on track. So you must be your own motivator lah, like the student have their own pace, okay, in terms of how do the student set their own time, okay, whether if the lecturer have asynchronous approach, which is where student need to be available online at 8 and finish at 10, for example. The student might have slept, okay, for example, and they might not be able to attend that 8 o'clock class, okay, and hopefully the lecturer should have record the session. Okay, that would be benefits for the students, okay, especially during this pandemic time. So for in my presentation for today, I will look into before the pandemic and during the pandemic, so the result will be different. Okay, so my focus approach is on course that I thought me and colleague currently teaching software engineering lab. Okay. Most of the principle and concept that need to be taught in this software engineering course, okay, are hard to share in realistic experiences, okay, because it is difficult to give a student practical exposure, okay, where this is actually an insight, okay, process that lot of process need to be involved. Like in software development, okay, you can see the planning, okay, they're gonna be a design, coding, testing, and to go live, okay, need to deploy the system. So for this course, students, okay, need to develop, okay, a system, okay, a real system with a real client. So there's non-existent approach to convey the concept here, where we have exposed the student to apply there are two methodology on agile, okay, agile, which is more interactive, incremental approach, okay, where student need to always give perhaps feedback to the client, feedback to instructor on progress that they've made, okay. And for this course, we apply this concept, okay, agile scrum, and as well a guideline, okay, we call it team software process, okay, a software development guideline, okay, which involve here a learner, okay, the learner, the student itself, instructor, the lecturer, the client lah, or business stakeholder, or business client, okay, a real client. So for this today's session, okay, I will share the concept on how, okay, we built actually a framework for this course, okay, and it's actually for efficiency building of immersive learning environment, okay, for both the learner and instructor, okay, for this software engineering project with the involvement, okay, the involvement of business stakeholder or the client. So this will provide the opportunity for the for learning, okay, to be more like focus, and the learning design, okay, to this we call it a prism lah, okay, prism, okay, for safe environment, rather than just student collect all the information, okay, without iterative or the approach, okay, with the instructor, student with instructor, students with the client. So these three, okay, team here, we can call it the team, the students, okay, the clients, okay, business client, and as well as the instructor. Okay, so we have come up with an online survey, okay, which been disseminated to the third year students, okay, who took the software engineering lab course and the project stakeholder as well, their client. So this feedback, okay, from both sides on the effectiveness and suitability of this framework and as well as concept, yeah, will it will engage, okay, and this concept in term in engage and reflect the teaching and learning for this course. So for today's session, yes, these are the list of things that I will share. So introduction, the background, what is immersive, okay, methodology approach that we use, okay, implementation, the student engagement, involvement with the project client and course instructor, okay, the result from the survey, okay, achievements, and as well as feedback and publication which have resulted from the study lah. Okay, aside from teaching, yeah, by throwing one stone, killing two birds like that. So which means teaching this course, okay, with come up with a framework and as well as some publication. And lastly, some key takeaways for me to share for you today. Yeah. Okay, as you know, immersive learning has been by Dr. Rafia, okay, last week. Okay, we have a future-ready curriculum. So in coping with a future-ready curriculum, okay, which has been a blueprint for Malaysian education, okay, the transformative delivery in teaching and learning, okay, such as this immersive learning based on experience for the student to discover and share their experiential learning from the hands-on as well as the engagement, yeah, with the industry and itself. So that's why, okay, it's a strong concept, a strong build here when you have other environment, other people or other key players. Okay, like for example, for Sulam we have the community. Okay, for perhaps project-based course, okay, we have the industry with us. Yeah, so that's why so this course is actually part of the future-ready curriculum lah. Okay, so this is part of framing Malaysian higher education 4.0. Okay, with the future-proof talent. Okay, here, okay, Sharps has stated, a coin actually in 2019. It's a bit, I tried to search for immersive learning, okay, but what came up through my search result is actually immersive learning is mainly focused on the tool itself. Yeah, so immersive here has been defined by Sharps, okay, on his recent journal, okay, stated that immersive learning enables individuals to experience a situation as if they were there. Okay, so using their expertise and tools to solve an issue or learn skills. So which means they have expertise. Yeah, like our student have all the base have grasped the base skills, knowledge, not just knowledge but soft skills. Okay, and they use tool to solve an issue, okay, which they have learned all the skill, and perhaps this give a solution to a business partner, etc. So in what from Sharps, okay, so in a virtual location, so creating a feeling of partial immersive learning often involves augmented reality, AR, or virtual reality. So really coined actually immersive learning with that interactive augmented reality, VR. Okay, so try to match with what software engineering course, okay, been offered to the student. Okay, get one paper written by Carol, so quite relevant to the work that we have done here. So immersive learning experiences focus on face-to-face teaching and as well blended learning methods, which provide an impactful and meaningful learning, okay, which experience to the student by allowing them to be actively engaged in the tasks or project that are not restricted to the classroom setting. So classroom setting, usually you do teaching, you do tutorial, yeah, you do lab, but without, exposed to them with the real sort of a case study. So by applying this software engineering project development with this learning pedagogy, okay, and which enables the student to experience a real world industry exposure with a real case study, a real stakeholder, and as well as with the community. So this allow the students to ask, they learn strategies for solving problem and gain information through learning. So, okay, this TME, okay, last time was TMP because it's practical. Okay, now it's TME 3413. Okay, this specialization for, it's a specialization course for year 3, okay, semester 1, okay, Bachelor Computer Science, okay, software engineering program. Okay, 3 credits and roughly around 140 students enrolled to this course. And as you know, software engineering is among the highest lah, student enrollment, and it's able to reach roughly around 150 even. Yeah, so and this course is a future ready course, yeah, similar like course last week. Yeah, so it's immersive experiential learning. Okay, and it's also provide student with the necessary skill to develop a software product as a team, and enables for student to experience the real world exposure. Okay, and we have apply. The student will apply team software process guidelines. Okay, and agile software process, which is Scrum methodology, which is currently trending now. Okay, so this integrated framework, will guide the development team in using a high quality high quality software intensive system. And here are the CLOs. Okay, so by the end of this course, student will be able to practice, okay, the use of software engineering methodology, which is the Scrum, okay, Scrum methodology, Agile Scrum methodology, and as well as practice the TSP, Team Software Process Guideline, in a team environment using a real world application, real world study, okay, and demonstrate. Second CLO, demonstrate the advantage of using case tool okay, computer aided software engineering tool, okay, in major phases of software development. Okay? And lastly, complete an application solution. So means that they develop a complete solution and deploy it or deliver it to the organization, okay, to the stakeholder, the client. Okay, the project consists of, these are the assessments and as well as deliverables that student will be assessed during this course. Okay, the project consists of 2 phases. Okay, phase 1 and phase 2. So there's a proposal that they need to present, like the defense proposal. Okay, for their project, they need to find a client, they need to interview the client, collect the survey, perhaps the pre-project proposal as well. Okay, and defend the proposal whether it is suitable for the project. Okay, suitable for the course as well. And then after that, they need to come up with a SRS, software requirement specification. Later, I will cover on that. Okay, just a quick one. Okay, and then they need to show the demo. Demo is usually just a dummy prototype before they can proceed with the real prototype. And the most importantly, they need to archive, okay, and print the reports, documents, okay, in a folder, in hard bound folder, okay. And so as we know, okay, this course is fully a project-based course, so does not assess on the written examination, and more on assessing the team's final product. So which means on the design, on the report, on the presentation of the student, as well as the demo. So the group process will able, like on as groups processes, okay, the group must be able to meet the deadline, okay, contribute as well as communicate effectively lah. Yeah, so still separate, still said separate into continuous assessment and as well as final assessment. Okay, for the continuous assessment, there will be reports that reports, presentation on proposal, yeah, requirements, design, testing, and presentation they need to assess on. Okay, and for final assessment, okay, consume 30%. So each will cover the peer evaluation, okay, individual evaluation, team evaluation. For individual evaluation, okay, they have some sort of project management website that will, it's like a dashboard, okay, agile website later. It's called Trello. Okay, so the student will key in their will communicate via Trello, okay, application. Okay, they have a personal log, participation, presentation as well. How well each individual involved in the communication. Okay, team evaluation we focus on the where each member, each team members of the team evaluates dynamics of the team, okay, as a whole, okay, and as well there should be able to evaluate other team members project as well. Okay, aside from instructor and client, okay, can take part for the team evaluation too. This is how the structure, okay, of the assessment and as well as what student deliver. Okay? And we have come up with a framework here, okay, which based on we call it software quality and team performance determinant. Okay, so a framework for software engineering project in academia. Okay, so this is more focused on academia, but of course it's collaborate with a business partner lah. Okay, business partner not, it's mainly not, there's no like agreement, some sort of like have you heard of 3-1-I or 2-I, which mean 2 years in university, 2 years industry? Not really a large concept as that, but this is more on, you know, student looking for clients, okay, mainly among those who are startups, businesses, entrepreneurs, okay, who working from home or doing a rental, you know, car services, etc. So they are building a project for those businesses, small size businesses. So from teaching this course, we actually have come up with this framework. So there's a 4. Okay, we can see the 4 important factors or dimension here which influence the software quality and team or organization performance, which is the process. Okay, with the process we have the product, team, and as well as the technology. Yes, so the process is actually placed in the center, okay, of this triangle. So it's connect with these 3 factors, okay, in which the efficiency of the software process is measured via the defect of the software, the productivity, okay, calendar time is really important, timing, okay, the resources, okay, the availability of the team, okay. Beside that, the 3 environmental, say, condition may influence the quality and performance, which include, you know, the client. Okay, we have the client or stakeholder characteristic. Okay, we have the customer characteristic. We have the business condition, especially on the requirement rules. Okay, and the most important is the tools lah, development environment. Okay, you can see here from the product team were given a list of real, or they can seek for real world project, define project goal and milestone, requirement elicitation. They gather the requirement through conversational, okay, interview, okay, observation, okay, then they deliver, okay, the documents, okay, through software requirement specification and the design documentation, working system, user manual, okay, and test plan. So the team is not 2 or 5, 2 or 4 members in the team. So they have up to, if it reach 150 or 150, so each member, each team should have like 7 members. So this all tasks and deliverables need to be completed by each members. Okay, they have roles. They will be assigned roles. Who will be the project manager? Who will be the software developer? Okay, software designer, software tester, okay, and UI UX, okay, user experience, okay, user interface as well. So there will be assigned a specific role, okay, so that the task will be fairly square, okay, fairly call it fairly all have their own task to be done. Okay, so no sleeping partner here. Okay. There's a good collaboration and communication between the team members lah and peers. So then there's a technology involved, which is a tool. Okay, we integrate software tools, okay, technique in improving the efficiency of the software lah. Okay, the process. So this process actually covers the agile Scrum just now. Okay, the team software process lah. Okay. And this is cost plan. Yeah, based on 14 weeks altogether. So course plan, team formation, and project selection. There's a lecture as well involved. Okay, there's a project launch. Okay, proposal submission. Okay, the strategy. Okay, they need to come up with. Okay, and then function, and as well as they need to assess the risk. Okay, whether the project, what are the risks that they need to cater or get. Like for example, what if? Okay, the what happen if the client wants the project to be run on hosting. So what are the things that they need to do? Okay? Some they need to list out this risk, okay, and try to mitigate them, and develop product size estimation plan, okay, which should suit with the 14 weeks, okay, and produce a complete precise software design system. So these are all call it processes, yeah, actually based on the software development life cycle. We have the requirement, we have the design, we have the implementation, we have the testing, okay, we have the then user acceptance tests, okay, and postmortem. Postmortem is okay for the team to review back what are the things that they have done successfully done, and then what are the feedback from the clients. So what are the things that then limitation, yeah, exception for right. So this is the course plan activities, okay, and we have come up with a model or architecture, a diagram here, okay, we call it course learning activities, okay. So here's the legend, okay. First we need to read through the legend first, like input. These are the input artifact. Hello, yes, you have question to ask?
No, I think someone someone
So,
forget to
okay,
mute the microphone. No problem. I will mute for them.
okay, thank you. So from this legend, we can see input artifact. It consists of the lecture, the reading. Okay, output artifact will be the lab works. Okay, not just fully, giving the student if like the lecturer just waiting for the student to product from the student, but the lecturer need to give lecture on the processes, because they did not learn in practice. Okay, in practice on TSP, what is TSP, what is agile, okay, but they have the idea, they have been taught the second year on what is software methodology, but they need to at least been exposed with what are the criteria needed, what are the things, activities that very important in agile Scrum. Okay. And for this year, learning activity and all these distributions, okay, definition on each of the input, each of the learning activity. Okay, like we have lecture. Okay, so the lecture will provide knowledge. Okay, some case study, or the student need to find a client, okay, suitable or case study to be study on and solve the client problem. Okay, the team will find client which match the titles or approved by the team manager, okay, the team leader, okay, define roles as well. Okay, from here they will improve the solution based on the post project. Yeah, then they have the initial presentation. Okay, not just with the instructor, but they need to meet up with the client, okay, to just weigh what their understanding, and as well as to their document need to be reviewed by the client, okay, so that then meet the client needs. Okay? And this pre-evaluation composed of the proposal lah, okay. There's as well video recording. This was done before the pandemic, I think 2017, okay, where we actually have we've been granted SOTL teaching and learning grant, okay, for this work. Just published lah, okay, a few papers and then presented. So this framework presented in last month's punya conference, yeah. There's a video recording, okay, thank God. 2019, I managed to record, okay, and the students also capture the picture lah, okay, with the client. So we have video recording for their presentation and demo as well, okay, queries, okay, and here simulate learning. So this simulate learning, okay, which is referred to part of adaptation process, okay, where this simulation will take in a new information or experiences and incorporate into the existing ideas. So this, like the students, they have been grasped, they grasped exposed exam oriented to theory during the second year. They learn all the basic of programming. They learn fundamental methodology. What else? Soft skill even. Okay, so when their experience in this kind of exposure, okay, they have presentation, meet up with client, exposed with a real project. Okay, it's kind of stressful at first for them, first, second week to come up with a proposal. And it's important to this is actually a good exposure for the student. Okay, we call it simulate learning. So at the end, student will prepare documentation, okay, the guidelines, forms being submitted, okay, postmortem even, they list out what are the done, things have done, then station, okay, and as well as the peer feedback. These are the framework as well, okay. Since this study was conducted and completed COVID-19 pandemic, and so this framework has been successfully implemented, alhamdulillah, okay. But however, in light of the current COVID-19 pandemic situation, some of this framework okay, can be placed with other means, yeah, like for example, meeting with client will be online or WhatsApp, okay, etc. And for recording, they're not gonna record synchronicity face to face anymore. Okay, they record it via YouTube. So yes, we have to fulfill okay, the SOP, okay, on social distancing. Okay, students were not allowed to return to the university. Okay, hopefully next semester they're able to come. Okay, and there's a lot of requests from the student. They really prefer this course to be taught in face to face. Okay, okay. Any question on this? Now we move to. So these are the feedback I get from the students. So engagement with the clients, okay, not feedback actually. These are the pictures, galleries. Top here, yeah, for the manager of Richiamo. Okay, if you have been to Richiamo coffee cafe shops, okay, at the lake there, okay, it science faculty. Yeah, he came to this presentation. So this was in 2019. Yeah, 2019, end of 2019. Link to come, and this is actually optional for the client to come and watch how the student present. Okay, so the client, okay, is very happy with the student work. Okay. And this is Ludi. Okay, so this is the founder. Okay, This is for trust. Okay, sorry. So these are engagement, okay, with the client. Okay, we have Ladang Pak Amin. It's where the students, family, business. IK, you know where IK is. Okay. So usually the small medium-sized entrepreneur actually in Sarawak or Kota Samarahan lah.
Sorry, Nurfauza.
Yes.
May I ask question?
Sure.
This subject is actually using Sulam approach. It is?
Sulam.
No. No, I see.
Okay, we have
Okay.
our own Sulam for technopreneur.
I see.
So usually working with the community.
But so these courses are using agile methodology means
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Using
Means there
agile.
is a connection and engagement between a student with the community. It is?
Yes, with the
Alright, okay.
community. I guess community can be a business partner or even community-wise a non-business type of partner.
Sorry, just now I missed the part of course plan. So means the student have to develop a system. It is?
Yes, they have to develop
Okay.
a system.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Puan
Sure.
Fauza.
These are some memories, okay, from 2019. And aside from say will be more on face-to-face rather than a blended learning, okay, because early stage in 2015 when this course was being introduced, Software Engineering Lab with only just team software process, okay, but not agile. Okay, when in 2017 we have introduced add in important of methodology that is agile Scrum. So for Scrum, okay, this is the recommended tool, okay, which is the Trello lah. Not Trello, sorry, Padlet. Trello will be later. So Padlet, I collected, Padlet actually is embedded in ELIP. So I collect all of their team members' name, okay, group name, and the YouTube link for the presentation, and as well as all the pictures. So they need to include all the pictures. Yeah, so this is the first time actually in 2019 we can't really presume that things would be even other. This is the first time I asked them to record 2019, okay, before the pandemic, to record their presentation. Just I want them to see how this is reflection for them. Okay, they see how they present, yeah, and try to improve. So there's list of presentation on this column lah. They are all for this batch. Okay, 2019, 2020, semester 1, we run 23. So this is Trello. So this is recommended tool, okay, for Agile actually. It's a Kanban punya, similar with Kanban board lah. So it's really benefits and effective to teach a project management type of course. Okay? And the student will list out what they have done. Yeah? So they have things that they need to do, okay, in progress and as well as done. So these are the things that have been done lah. Okay. So this is a team software process improvement. Okay, tools using Excel, TSPI spreadsheets. Okay. Have the online tool, but not yet up. I'll show you later. Okay. So these are using Excel tool. Okay. Usually for immersive, using tool not just specific to online tool, but as well as just Excel. Okay. So this Excel, because during this time it is face to face, so they will sit together and discuss on how they add in all the details, okay, such as for this TSP, okay, is used as a guideline, as a guide for the development team in produce a high quality software system. It's helped the team to plan, yeah, to track, okay, the project schedule and track the project quality plan. So consists of the roles, okay, the project plan summary, okay, quality plan, the size of that particular system, lagi the task planning even, apa lagi schedule planning, okay, weekly summary, even risk tracking log, defect log, okay, time recording and so this is part of work done by Carnegie Mellon University. So we are reusing this tool. This tool not been developed by us lah, but the online tool. There's no online tool for this TSP. Okay, we have come up with an online tool. Okay. These are the team roles. Okay, before that, okay, we have a project manager, planning manager, process manager, support manager, customer interface, and as well as the test. Okay. These are the names of the students. Okay, so they can consolidate all the plan, which means each of the member have their own Excel spreadsheets. Okay, and consolidate the plans and make a copy. Okay, after they have consolidate all the plans into a master copy, then they distribute the master copy to the rest lah of the member. Okay. Then, okay, these are the key things that they need to. So it's a bit called rigid sometimes. Okay, some of the students said there's a lot of things they need to. But in reality, okay, in software houses, this is how they keep track on whether the members or the staff, okay, developer have done the work, okay, based on our estimated our plan. You need to plan to get the earned value here. So we have actual, okay, cumulative, okay, up with a graph, okay, plan value, earn value. So this is example from a project group for IC cafe system. Okay, and this is a software engineering lab. Okay, online project management online developed by my student. Okay, Tay Singh and Chow Hui Meng. Okay, graduate 2020. So they have done the FYP in 2019. Okay, so this is the framework, the website. Okay, but not yet up. Okay, so these two students really, Tay Singh develop a team software process, which is the spreadsheets just now. Okay, Chow Hui Meng, okay, she developed the project management tools. Okay, so this is the interface. Okay, so this is team software process. Okay, user friendly type. Okay, so it's online, so more advantage than the spreadsheets approach. Okay, then this is TSP defect recording, so need to record. Else, so this is the how they manage the how to create the group. Okay, group members and manage the details. Okay, yes, the marking, the evaluation. Okay, which mean the user for this system consists of the student itself, the instructor, and as well as the client. Client can only restricted for few pages lah, like perhaps the demo or see proposal or even up to requirement, but not the design and implementation. So the client won't be seen the document on implementation and the code lah. And these are the dashboard. Okay, we can see what are the documents been uploaded and what are the things that been approved. Okay, pending and in process. So there's a colorful lah dashboard here. So hopefully by next next SE lab will be second of first semester next year. September. Sorry. So this is student demo, which was before the MCO. Okay.
Is there any sound? Because we cannot hear any sound.
You can hear the sound.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Okay, and how?
When you want to click, you have to choose. You have to choose I think voice, where you want to click,
Okay,
I think you have to
I see.
choose the voice and picture, if I'm not mistaken, because
Right.
if you
Okay.
want to click, right click. Uh,
So
or
right.
else, I think you have to, I think you have to
So
unshare
for
first.
switch audio, right?
Yes, you have to click. When you want to click the video, the YouTube video, so you have to choose the right click. There is a three dot, and then you have to choose
Yeah.
the audio and motion, if I'm not
Will we
mistaken.
have enough time for that? I guess maybe
We
I
have
drag.
10 minutes, yes. You can provide link as well to us
Okay,
in
sure,
the
sure.
chat room. Later on, the participant will go through that.
Okay.
Thank you, Nurfauza.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So usually they will present, you know, each of them need to present. Okay, so the mark will be assessed individually. Okay, and lastly they present it the system to me. Okay, this is before the MCO lah. So there are few students, so 23 roughly. So this is the apa nama ni? Manager of the laundry ni. The laundry 17. Okay. Sorry, yeah, okay, can't provide you with it, but we'll share you the link. Okay. So this is student demo, okay. And there has snapshots, some meeting, Webex meeting with the founder. The founder. So this is a weekly or fortnightly meeting. Okay, the team, 6 of them. Okay, 6 of them. Okay, this is the client. They are mainly record. Even
Sorry, Nurfauza. I would like to
yes,
ask again. Is the
yes.
students being paid by the client, or they just do it?
No. Okay,
No,
but
alright, okay.
there's a case, okay,
Yes.
where the client wants to buy the product. So I tell the student, okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
between you and the client.
I
So there's
see.
no arrangement. Perhaps that would be a future, call it decision will be made. Perhaps the student can sell
Yes.
it's a commercial value actually.
Yes, yes.
A very good project done by the students. I also
Correct.
impressed.
Yes.
And even they have used the Sarawak Pay. Okay, you will see Sarawak Pay only. You will utilize Sarawak Pay only via your phone, right? Okay, but the students have attended a workshop. Okay, for PayPal online. Not PayPal, sorry. Sarawak Pay online. They managed to
Proposal.
integrate this
Okay.
Sarawak Pay online. But
I think this is a good example of courses that maybe we can move forward, so that we can use this
inshallah.
course in terms of the
Inshallah.
commercialization. It's very interesting, and then I can see that the student can create job
Yes, definitely.
based on this. Yes,
It's good
based
for
on
their
this
portfolio.
project.
Really
Yes,
good for
correct.
their
Yeah.
portfolio. Yeah, even there's
Yes, correct.
when we have a meeting with the industry, yeah, with our students, and the student did mention about how hard they're been accepted for the interview for the industry. But with one word, they just said, okay, they have enrolled, or they have done a project that with the client for the software engineering lab, and then it's easier for them to get that job. So I'm also pleased. I'm also happy when at least they have exposure with the client and real project, so that they can showcase and even pass the interview with the client, and they have this kind of exposure lah. Yeah. I really hope
This
for
is
you.
so future ready curriculum.
Inshallah. We try
Inshallah.
our best, inshallah. Okay. And these are few of the, I guess, selected lah. Okay, among a very good project that I myself also impressed. I said, wow, this is really out of my expectation. It's like, especially for Ludi board game. Although it's a like kind of a business that just playing board game, and they actually make money, okay, on this, and it uses Sarawak Pay lah. But for that session, okay, for Sarawak Pay online sessions, okay, transactions, okay, only been shown during the presentation because they need to have, called acknowledgement, yeah, agreement from Sarawak Pay itself. So they did ask permission because the students have their own initiative to, attend Sarawak Pay workshop training, which has been proposed by Dr. Chia Waisang, also one of our team. Okay, he taught he teaches Android. Okay, so for this course, the student who wants to develop using Android, yeah, they are welcome to do so, but mainly web-based lah. Okay. Okay, and these are the CLO achievement. This was semester 1. Okay, 2019-2022, which is before the pandemic. Okay. 100%, and on the CLO2 lah, demonstrate the advantages of using several case tool, okay, major phases. Okay, and alhamdulillah, okay, this pandemic still about 100% lah, okay, CLO achieved. Okay. This practice, demonstrate and complete. Yeah, alhamdulillah, all I would say 80% project. Okay, some might have slipped away and they're complete, but not really we say a final product yet. Especially on the UI side, there's a comments from the client. I also enclose here as well. So this is online evaluation form or the surveys, okay, using Google Online, okay, Google Survey Online. So for the software engineering lab team evaluation, the peer individual evaluation, the client satisfactory evaluation, the student software project. So the ni lah, okay, put English and as a thing, I got the rubric, but some said the rubrics quite a lot. Okay? You see, we have the project, 70% of project. Okay, we have the presentation rubric, we have the requirement rubrics, design rubric, invitation, testing rubric, and for the evaluation, we have 3 of this. Okay? But no complaints so far from the student. They really enjoy this. So this is reflections from the student. So through the entire project, we learn. So the blue colored text is the good one. The good reflection from them. Okay? Meanwhile, the red one is actually what their the so call it, the things that they feel uncomfortable or perhaps hard for them, difficult. Yeah, like here we learned that communication is one of the most important. Yes, definitely. Seeing a system and work as a team. That is the main concept of this takeaway from this course. Okay, first they are hardly elicit, hardly gather all the requirement, especially the exact requirement needed by the customer lah, and the client do not even willing to share their opinion or their thoughts. Yeah, and even some of the students have complained to me, Madam, okay, one of the our client, they want the system to be simple, simple, just a static page. Okay, but I asked them, okay, try to convince the client that you able to make the sites become a boom, like a dynamic. They has a login, they have transaction doing online, although it's just a cash on delivery, not any transaction that uses PayPal ke apa yang memerlukan those online transaction. So they're able to convince the client that they manage to very good system, and they lost focus on which requirement is well defined and which is optional as well. So they come to me and ask me, so which one is actually we need to do, which one we just opt that, okay, and do it perhaps for the limitation. Okay, so the prototype might suit for particular user like admin. So member give give full cooperation during the entire system development. That I can see how the student capable of working together, collaborate each other. Although it's a face-to-face or online even. Okay, so they manage at the end overcome all the obstacles. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay? And this is the student who actually this burger stall at UNIMAS here. Yeah, so from our previous project, we choose burger stall at the student pavilion as our client. So we like how he cooperates with us, and when it comes to set the meeting, he always agree to to meet us. However, also got some issues. So website, we really like a simple website for our project. Since for the evaluation of the course, so they need to add few features like login and some transaction online, choosing the patty, even the top up for that burger. So at the end, the client happy with the work. This is for the rental car rental. So I guess if my secondary student is from faculty economy, I guess some student lah, they're also a friend of them. So he actually have managed to be he actually a runner for the rental company. So he wants them to build up a system for rental. During the past few years, so our team has communicated well. Okay, that's good. So lead us to successful software project because they are friends. Yeah, they managed to lead him with existing knowledge and guide him through the whole process. Communicate with the client is easy. Yes, he willing to share about his business and process. So the students communicate with the runner, and as well with the owner of the rental car. Experience to collaborate with our client, and we learn a lot about developing a real life software system. Okay. So this is Nazimuddin, Sahrikal Nazimuddin. Yeah, for the past months of doing the project, there are times when everyone is stressed. They are really stressed. Yeah, I can see from their second week of their, even when they present for the proposal, they think they weren't able to develop it, but they are very enthusiastic in terms collecting all the requirements, okay, from the client. So thankful, okay, everything has gone well. Interacting with client was easy and he was friendly. Alhamdulillah, getting a very good clients. Okay, so it's a great experience for us as a group, and knowledge was gained during the meeting and developing this project. So these are some of the satisfactory evaluation, okay, from the client. Okay. So the questions asked, okay, there are a few questions actually. The tick, mainly more on the scale. I choose to a snapshot on the comments. Okay, so what are the greatest strengths of the system? Okay, and what are the areas where the student need to make improvement? Reflection for the students, and other comments. This is from the client itself. So systematic, okay, the good point here. So greatest strength, systematic, simple, clear, and fulfill what the client need. Okay, provide an announcement corner for me to update the information, and also system which I can keep update my location. So which means there's a GPS location. Yes, actually know where I reach already. Then system stability, so a little bit unstable when using phone to open the website. So this is another limitation that student can able to implement later. Yeah, so overall, I'm satisfied with the work done. Okay, alhamdulillah. Yeah, it's another one. Okay, able to allow me to take order from customer and record down the customer record. Okay, and especially I got a lot of comments, okay, regarding the improvement, especially background design and website. So for software engineering students, okay, they are mainly looking at the feature functionality, the back end side, not really except for multimedia students, perhaps they know how to skim through, okay, what are the colors, suits, what are the button, in terms of UI UX, user interface and user experience. Maybe that SE students still lacking of it. And the team is very good, responsible. Okay, there's here ease of managing inventory. Okay, so client have expressed their satisfaction with student project beside giving few suggestions for improvement of this course lah. Okay, so throughout the entire project, communication is actually a main important lah, essential skill in producing a system. Okay, when dealing with this client. Okay, so one of the most challenging of this course that we can summarize is that students is hardly the elicits the exact requirement, okay, needed by the client lah. Okay, that's by applying this framework and as well as practice the TSP and Scrum methodology. We give student a full operation during the entire system development. Yeah, and then they manage, alhamdulillah, to overcome all the obstacles, okay, and building a reliable yet user-friendly system. So student here, what student need to do, you need to the reflection from the client. Actually, student need to be able to update themselves. Okay, what are the trend technology now? Okay, what one of the client told me that the student need to know about Google Ads. Okay, okay, so technology advancement advancement. Okay, need to be the stakeholder lah sometimes. Okay. So this is course instructor evaluation. Okay, before the pandemic, I colored in green. Okay, I enjoy learning SE lab. All sessions are clear, stable. Okay, here, okay, work is a little heavy, I know. Okay, but overall interesting course. Give us guidance and good explanation to complete the project assigned. Saya berfaham ni yang saya nak. This is what actually I want the student to, uh, achieve, the takeaways lah from this course. So saya baru faham inti sebenar bidang kejuruteraan perisian setelah mengambil kursus ini. And during the MCO, definitely there's some shortcomings lah. So like for example, they didn't want the course to be learned in face-to-face class. Okay, I wish that have a synchronous lecture. So I recorded my lecture. Okay, and they would prefer a synchronous one. Okay, make a clear explanation for group project, which is very helpful. Okay, we as a lecturer during this pandemic, we need to give feedback to the students. Although we might feel annoying sometimes when students keep asking questions, but it's really helped them, especially during this MCO. Okay. Here, reflection on teaching and learning. So using both of the methodology as well as the practices, okay, we use Scrum and the TSP, Team Software Process Practice, okay, guideline, to help the student to gain deeper understanding of the concept by seeing their application in a real world, real complex situation. So it involve the student in active learning and encourage as well discussion, not just between themselves, okay, the students, okay, with the client and student with the instructor, even with the community for the user of the system. Okay, so then the third reflections will be nurture interpersonal or the communication skill. Lastly, teach a student how to manage time effectively. Students, by using this team software process guidelines, they have now they need to do the time tracking. Okay, these are a few of application lah. Alhamdulillah, been started from Sotel. Thank you for come to grant us this funding. Okay, 10,000. Okay, I think to manage to claim lah. Okay, to publication was done in 2016, 2018. So these are all our team members. Okay, so this is software development and software engineering course. Working in project planning using team software process and the Scrum. It's recently been presented in KMAS. Yeah, yet it's still process of journal lah. Okay, next. This is a key takeaway. Okay, usually for the common thought courses. Okay, in this case, it's for software engineering course. Let the theoretical principle be shown. Okay, as a bridge lah. Okay, in between theory and as well as practice. I know students will learn theory at the first year and they're constantly apply theory and as well as practice. So we as a lecturer need to expose them with this kind of practice, not just using a textbook. Expose them with a real world situation. Yeah? So this is real world situations. Yeah, then the student will be able to apply the knowledge and content of the course in a real situation. Okay, therefore, they will find the effectiveness of the applying agile software strategy and TSP, which focus on the team software development. So this course also able to enhance effective learning through immersive environment face-to-face and enable the student to develop key skills such as the communication, the teamwork, and problem resolution. When their project satisfy the stakeholder needs and requirement, this will eventually boost. You can see the excitement from the student faces when they're able to, prove that the system, able to be delivered to the student, to their client, and see happy faces from the clients. Boosts the student desire to learn and feel confident in working in the real world environment, and therefore ready for the internship program, okay, in the second semester. So the motivation to learn increase when the student feel comfortable and happy, enjoy the activities, project, and believe this kind of activities will help to create the project performance as well, and even for the final year project, which means the focus or the environment will be different. So which means this group work, okay, is actually a partial component of the final year project. Okay? So in a real world, when they're working in software houses, teamwork is really important, really essential. Okay? So this actually will help the student to become a successful software engineer. Students should be comfortable in working closely with each other, compromising and innovating as needed. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Are there any question answer sessions?
Thank you, Nurfauza, for insightful and informative sharing. Now I would like to open the floor for questions. If you have question, you can unmute your microphone and ask the question. If not, you can type in chat room, so I will read the question to Nurfauza. This is very interesting sharing from Puan. So it's so impressive and it's very content. So I would like to ask Puan, when the students are doing the project, how they sustain the system with the client? Because I hear that you mentioned the system is something that movable, and that is something like not rigid to that particular things only. So I from my point of from my understanding, if you develop the system, you need someone to administer, and then you need someone to, yes, so to update and so on. So how is it in terms of the sustainability of the system towards the client? That is my question.
Thank you, Dr. Masina. For the sustainability of the system itself, you can see that some of the project, okay, maybe few, maybe 2 or 3 of them, okay, been up, and only thing that might be limitation would be the students' willingness to continue the project. But there's one case, okay, where the project was actually done by, this was in last 2 years, I guess, last 2 or 3 years back. Okay, this girl, okay, managed to develop her SE Lab project, okay, a teamwork project, and then she actually improved it, upgraded, made it met as her final year project. And the client and this system used by the client. So the client actually her LR, industrial training supervisor. So it's actually continuation from that. So that the thing that the students still not guess lack on, which is the customer management relationship between the customer, on what are the things, the post productions, okay, of the system. I guess there need one course for the student to be able to sell the product, and then what are the things that they needed for the project to be sustained, okay? And hopefully, okay, because this coming September, yeah, this is a good news for software engineering program. We will offer Bachelor of Software Engineering program. Okay, like currently we only the offered bachelor is actually computer science, Bachelor of Computer Science. okay, and bracket software engineering, okay, and for Bachelor of Software Engineering, okay, there's a program, the curriculum have been revamped, okay, where we have followed the software engineering book of knowledge, okay, where it covers, okay, up till, you know, implementation, maintenance even. So from this curriculum, new curriculum, which was not been, you know, in the current curriculum, so one course called software configuration and maintenance. So I guess, yeah, there's topics on how the student would be able to, you know, maintain the product, the system. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, this will be a good, you know, exposure for the student, because I wouldn't able to, because if I introduce, okay, the topic on how to, you know, manage up till, you know, how you're gonna deal with the client, and what else, royalty on the payment, etc. That is more on the commercialization part. So I guess on the other courses that I have learned before, I guess it will help them. Okay, but for the time being, okay, it's more on the exposure. Okay, we did mention in our agreement with the client, so this project is a so-called prototype. Okay, prototype, a pilot test, okay, for the client to use if they want to, you know, proceed with a real or utilize the project. They need to have another agreement with the students.
So
Just because the
the
course
other
is
question,
third year.
okay,
Just
okay.
because this course is third year, so that's why student will
Oh, I
feel it's
see.
better for me to focus on my final year project. So
Yes, okay. Thank you,
okay, thank you for the
thank
question.
you, Puan Fauza, for your answer. There is another question from Dr. Dayang Azra. Is there any challenges during MCO to implement immersive teaching approach?
Yes. Okay, thank you, Dr. Azra. Okay, Dr. Dayan Azra. Definitely, yeah, for the student to meet up with the client and, you know, a long distance relationship between the members, some in Kuching, some in Johor, some in Selangor, okay, and red zone, and then it's hard for them to find a potential client, especially if they are lucky, okay, they can like they have a team member in, for example, Kuching, or there's one in Semarahan, so they can meet up and choose a client from Kuching, although other members might be from Selangor or KL, etc. But they managed to meet up and meeting up with the clients through WhatsApp, or even if they're lucky through Zoom. So it's really quite a challenge for them. Then even there's you know, comments from them, they would prefer face-to-face teaching. Okay. Thank you for your question. Definitely have challenge.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much for your sharing. I would like to conclude this workshop. I really hope that this sharing is valuable for each of everyone participant here. And then I really hope that you can apply the knowledge sharing by Puan Faza related to the immersive learning face-to-face. Okay, this is a very interesting sharing. Thank you very much for the participation in our workshop.